Well, everyone, my name is Alex. I'm here with WCICO, and we are blessed to have Joy Reed here. Joy.
Nice to meet you.
Great.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm here.
So, China, tell us about China. First impressions?
Oh man, my first impression coming here was amazing. But like I had jet lag the first day I came here.
Okay.
And I ended up sleeping 11 hours in my hotel room.
11.
Yeah, 11 hours. Like I thought I could like beat the jet lag, but dude, Chongqing is amazing. I've been to so many cities in China, and this is very different from among the other cities.
Now, it's different. Different in what way?
Oh man, they say, Chongqing is a cyberpunk city. It's the spiciest, hot pot city. But I've just noticed that like a lot of the infrastructure is very different. It's built on the side of a mountain, the city,
Right.
and the culture is a little bit more chill, I would say. Very local. I mean, if you're going to local areas, but I don't know how to say. Maybe the culture is very different among the other cities.
Right. Now, when you choose cities, what is it? Do you do some research before you come, or?
A little bit. Mostly people just invite me to come out and I just say, yes, I'm down to go, just to experience. But me, I like more natural or nature areas. So
Okay.
like the smaller towns, very, very small farmland, rural areas, because then I can really like see what's different. If you go to a big city, like a really big city, you can't really tell too much. You can't really tell the difference.
Okay, that's a very good point. So more of the off the beaten track, kind of roll into a city. People kind of wondered, what is this guy doing in our city? Something like that.
Yeah. This guy, they're probably wondering like, why is this guy like filming content like all around China, all around the city and stuff. But we've been making so much content.
Now, you've been traveling around the world. Let's talk about maybe, before we get into the China element, what is maybe the most difficult country you've actually tried to film in?
Ooh, most difficult country.
Yeah.
I promoted the World Cup. I went to Doha, Qatar, and when I was filming there, it was pretty easy, but there was a lot of areas like I just couldn't like really film. Other than that, though, I haven't been to too many countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the vibe in the United States?
For filming,
Yeah.
I feel like it's so normal. Everybody wants to become an influencer nowadays. You know what I mean?
Right.
And everyone's at the mall making videos, outside, inside, in the bathroom making videos. So I feel like it's just so easy. People know what's going on if you're making, if you have a phone out, people know what you're doing.
Now, it's interesting because when we go to look at content from Los Angeles, right? Yeah. We don't really see the intimate vlogging kind of style that a lot of international vloggers do. For example, Southeast Asia, in Thailand, or now China, where it seems to be that when people come here to vlog, they're right out into the street, they're right out into the people. Is there something that's maybe changed in the vlogging style in America? Maybe it's gone away from that. What's your thought?
For sure, but like obviously there's not too much culture, as I would say. Like the American culture is not as big as the Chinese culture. Like,
Okay.
And there's so much different things you can do. America, you still can. It just depends where you are. If you're in Los Angeles, you can go to Hollywood. You can go to these certain areas. Go to Hollywood. Go to the Santa Monica. Go to the beach. Make content. You can go experience it. But nowadays, I think actually the vlogging style is starting to become back to the way it was.
Okay.
Because streamers became very popular, and now they're going on on Las Vegas Strip, in Brooklyn, and just in the streets doing fun stuff, and it's a little bit more organic than it used to be. My kind of content was like, you need to record the clip,
Right.
edit it, and then post it. So I feel like people are doing everything they can, but in China, I have really liked what they're doing. They're really like in the moment. Yeah.
I think a lot of that might have to do with, my fellow country of Canada, when I went back, trying to stream on mobile networks there that potentially don't have favorable data packages, that you might gobble up 30, 40 gigs doing a 1 or 2 hour live stream. That might cost a fortune in certain countries, right? So maybe that's could be an element why people see it so easy to stream maybe over here.
That's probably right.
Right. So, when you're choosing a country and you're packing up all your equipment in your bag, and what really is something that inspires you to pick a country, maybe China in particular?
So, first I'll break it down. Like my content in general is how it started was my fans would comment and tell me where to go next.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
how it started. So like I said, guys, comment where I should go next. And so my fans would start commenting like, I want you to go on top of a car in a Chick-fil-A drive-through, right? Or I want you to go on top of a billboard. And I was doing it because I had nothing else better to do. I was just having fun. And so that's how it started. And then when it took off, that's when we're like, we need to take this like worldwide.
Right.
Sorry, I forgot your question again. It was
Well, it's kind of like, what inspires you to choose countries when you're packing up your gear and you're getting ready to go?
So, I mean, what inspires me is just like, I don't know if anyone else does the same thing, but I actually love traveling alone, or whether I'm traveling alone or not, but I love to just be somewhere I'm not comfortable.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's almost like your viewers, when they're watching your content, they're feeling uncomfortable with you and they're feeling into the element, like, what's he going to get up to? Or
I really don't know what I'm gonna, get into when I go to a different country. Going to Japan or going to the Middle East or going to anywhere. What motivates me is just I love to indulge in something I don't know anything about.
I understand that. So, okay, so when you arrive in China now, how do you plan out your days here? Because it's a big country, big cities, cultural differences, language barriers.
So I can speak Chinese.
Okay.
I've learned for 2 years, and
impressive.
I studied by myself. So at least I knew that part. It's easy to get around. At least I have a Chinese phone. I have I have everything I need, but it's still hard to get around. It's still hard. I'm still getting used to it. But how I plan out my days, especially when companies invite me out, it's already planned.
Okay.
But if I'm not, I probably just travel, go hang out with friends, kind of, book tickets here and there.
So how many years have you been creating content?
Over 10 years.
Okay, so over 10 years in, speaking to a lot of content creators now, there's new challenges. This isn't really the same world it was maybe 5 years ago.
Of course.
Traveling, have you found traveling more expensive now, or?
I think so. I have a lot of companies that invite me out, but when I do travel, I think it's maybe getting cheaper almost.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's almost getting cheaper to travel.
Okay, that's good. Good.
If the market's down, what I mean? It's
Right.
a different story, but
Yeah, I always hear my friends complaining about the price of hotels lately.
yeah, I think hotels for sure.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to airfare, ticket to China is sometimes cheaper than, ticket from LA to New York.
Oh, that's impressive. Okay. And direct, did you fly direct, like maybe first port of call, like
Yeah.
Beijing or Shanghai or something
to
like
Shanghai,
that?
yeah.
Shanghai. Okay. Now, your journey in Chongqing here, what are you doing over the course? What's your kind of plan here in Chongqing? What have you done and what are you looking to do?
Man, I've already done so much. As you can tell, one of the editors is editing everything right now. But from all the rumors of Chongqing, right? The yellow Ferrari,
Right.
oh, you got to test that out, or go on top of the skywalk.
Okay.
I'm doing all the touristy things. But I was really excited when I was with Du Jiao.
Okay.
I got to learn how to make the mahua, the little breads.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good, man. I love it. And I get to learn how to make it. Traditional paper cutting. I learned so many different things, and every day is a different objective. I did yesterday go to Fuling Mountain. Have you been?
Yes.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful place. So yeah.
Okay. And let's look at what are some of the things that you like to do when you're traveling or experimenting, we're just looking at some of your videos in the screen behind us here, but
Yeah.
is it just, is it pre-planned or is it just,
Me, I can come up with an idea in 30 minutes.
really? Yeah. And then you're out there, you're going to videotape it.
Yep. Sometimes I plan it out, but me, I just I got an idea, let's do it.
When was the first time you heard about the city of Chongqing?
On Instagram, I all over social media. There's all those POV oh, POV, you're in Chongqing without me or something like that. And then I see the beautiful, it's like, I forget what that area is called, where the big red bridge, and then you see all the lights. And it was,
Yuzhong district,
yeah,
Jianbei district.
yeah, Jianbei.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, really beautiful. Really beautiful. I see all the content. I'm like, dude, I really wanted to go the last time I was in China, but I'm happy I got to be here this time in China.
Now, I believe I started to read some of your itinerary. Dazu is on there as well.
Oh, yeah, that's all the statues.
Okay. Did you spend some time there?
A little bit, a little bit. We were a little bit in a rush. Some of the other influencer had to catch a flight, real quick. But I did get to see, the thousand hands, and they had the eye on every hand. It was pretty interesting to watch.
Now, when you're traveling, you say you're traveling. Oh, you like to travel alone, right? Lone Ranger.
If I had people, it's even better. But like when you're alone, sometimes you really get to like find yourself when you're traveling. Yeah.
And is this something that you've always wanted to do, or did like
Random? Yeah,
Just
it's never what I wanted to do.
so before you were a creator, what were you doing?
Before creator, I used to dance for artists.
Okay.
I used to be a backup dancer. I used to live with Justin Bieber's dancers, and that was kind of like my life. I wanted to be a professional dancer. But I've also always wanted to travel. It's just I never wanted to do it alone. I think I moved to LA by myself at 16.
Wow. Where were you
I'm
born?
from Nebraska. I'm from the farmland. Yeah.
16, LA. That is quite the wow.
I dropped out of high school. I said, I just want to achieve my dreams, and went to LA, and I learned a lot about myself.
Okay. Now, you can see that definitely comes out with being confident enough to travel by yourself around the world and do stuff. So you're not going to be probably ever a 9-to-5 guy.
I used to, my first job was actually working at a pizza restaurant, but it took me a minute to like just see what I want to do for a living, and, try to take as much advantage as I can.
Any plans to ever move to this country, you think?
I do have some plans to
Good.
maybe move here.
Oh, that would be impressive. Okay, good. Any cities that you like besides ours?
I love Chongqing. Chongqing has almost to the top of the list, but I went to Xinjiang.
Yes.
Oh wow, beautiful place. Yangshuo, Guilin. Where all the mountains are. I like the more natural areas. But if I were to pick a city, Beijing is just. I think I just have a lot of friends there, a lot of work.
Right.
And Guangzhou.
Guangzhou is impressive too. Yeah.
It's just beautiful cities.
So let's talk about, your channels are very large sizes, right? Tens of millions of followers. Who's helping you manage this? I mean, these are bigger than some networks.
I have a PR team and a lawyer, and that's it. I don't, I have an editor, and I have a small team. Like I don't really have like people that manage my account and post for me. I just do everything myself.
So you're 100% in control of all your own content.
Of course, yeah.
That's great.
I get scared if someone starts managing. Every time I have so many, companies want to manage me, and I've always said no.
And what do you find? Which platforms are working with you? You also are on the Chinese platforms as well, right?
Yeah.
So what is when you wake up and you think, okay, this is my favorite platform, or this?
I actually scroll on Douyin more than American TikTok, the outside country TikTok, because I actually have more fun watching that. I laugh because the jokes are very different. The comedy's different, the information's different. And I'm very used to like looking at the content, when I'm posting.
So what would be then, what would you feel that you've reached the stardom phase of you've conquered the Chinese market? What would that take? A massive video of 100 millions, or what?
Just consistency, build yourself. You don't need to, get the most famous video or anything. You just build something and try to, be consistent. I guess that's the only thing we could do, If we don't post, we're just not going to get any results.
Is there a daily appetite that your fans want? Do they demand?
On my Douyin, actually, they want me to post all the like really, I don't know. I guess it's called thirst trap videos, right?
Okay.
Like where I just look handsome in the camera, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that, but they like it. But me, I want to create like what I like to do is just post every kind of type of video and see which one does good, you know?
Is there a certain type of video that you haven't done that you'd like to make?
I think food challenge or like a food review. I think that would be kind of fun. Um, I'm open to anything, really.
Okay, that's good. And is there any other channels that you look up to that maybe inspire you to? I mean, a lot.
Do what I'm doing.
Yeah. Or are you past that point now?
I'm past the point. Yeah, like there's a few friends I like to watch, but nothing that I want to do. I think in America, at least if you think about the Los Angeles influencer system, right? All of them are kind of doing the same thing now. And so I have an idea that I'd like to maybe come out here and hopefully my followers will like it. If they don't like it, I don't know what I'm going to do. But, my idea is to, make more content here and maybe I could be a little bit different from, the crowd in America.
Right. And I guess having some content creators in Beijing would be helpful too, right? You feel a little bit more.
Yeah, I have some friends in Beijing and they take care of me. So
Have you spent some time there?
yeah, spent some time in Beijing.
What do you like about that city?
It's very old, but a lot of culture. The way people are just very different as well. Also, when I first started learning Chinese, I learned like the Beijing dialect first.
Okay.
So I'm a little fan of the Beijing. But now my Chinese teacher, she's in Shanghai.
Okay.
So now my accent is changing a little bit.
And what about your family? Does your family watch a lot of your videos, or?
Yeah, I have all the time.
And do they say, "Wow," or do they see a cycle of change over the years?
They do. My parents are always telling me like, what are you doing? They see a video, they're like, oh, this is cool. And then they see a video, they're like, why are you doing this? They don't want me to like travel alone. They don't want me to travel outside the countries by myself. They're just being supportive family members.
Let's talk about the contrast between China and the United States of America. What is something that you miss from America that you'd like to have here with you? And when you go back to America, what is something that you miss from China that you'd like to take back with you?
Wow, that's a really good question. If I could bring something from America to China. If I could bring something from America to China, it would be like the LA lifestyle. Because what I love about, for me, maybe not for everybody else, but the amount of production and events they do out there is crazy. For example, if we were to have like a party, it's not a party, it's called an activation where we bring people together for an event.
Yeah.
We have a red carpet, we have a VIP area, an open bar, and only, influencers are invited, or only actors, or only, people like this. And I think that's a good way for our community to stay together.
That's an interesting point. Like living here in this city, I'm married to a lovely lady that's been with me for 23 years. When you come to, let's say, maybe not a Shanghai or maybe not a Beijing, and you're more in, an inner city like Chongqing, the buzz is what you're saying, when you're collecting all these people together, the buzz is not here in that aspect. And that is something like, you notice it sometimes in some of the restaurants where you go, let's say the international restaurants here, that it's missing that. It's hard to put
It's hard to explain, right?
It's like when you go to a restaurant in California or even anywhere, mostly in America, there's a little bit of a show aspect to it. You're there, the front staff's there, and then you're sitting down, and the menu, and the promotion, and
Yeah, exactly.
the manager and the chefs, and you got to have this tonight only. Here's a special.
Yeah.
And but that is,
it makes you feel special,
right? And that is all about entertainment. And I think a guy like you is used to that. So maybe that's an element that I think we as creators can try to you know,
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
I think that's one thing I'm always willing to do is, find ideas and make it happen. I think that's what's cool about connecting America and China is that there are so much things we're still missing and can build.
Yeah, exactly. Well, how many more days you got left in the city? Are you almost done?
I head out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and you're heading to
Beijing.
Beijing. Okay, back
Yeah.
there, huh?
Yep, I'm gonna also be going on tour with a rapper here in China. So
How long is that for?
I don't know. I think I'm going just for the few dates that he's performing, but that would be pretty exciting.
Are you getting on stage there and doing some moves? Or?
I don't think so. But he's very fun to watch.
Okay.
And, it's a good time.
Well, thank you very much for coming to our city and promoting our city to your fan base. We really appreciate it. Where can we find you?
I'm Joy Reid, all platforms. Yeah, thank you, all at Chongqing, because I've had such a wonderful time here.
All right. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.